What's going on, guys? It's Coach Sauce here, bringing you playoff action week 1 against the Midwestern Warriors. Now, Jackson, aka of Land and Sea, he's got a pretty cool team, some super big threats on the squad, including the likes of Moltres, very big special attacker, as well as Kingdra, one of OU's best dragon Pokemon. Throw up a dragon dance or something, that thing can smack with Outrage, Waterfall, you name it. As well as some cool little techs here and there with like Torterra, Electabuzz, some good defensive walls and hitters with Aggron and Weezing, and just to round out some cool little pieces like Haunter and Exploud. Lots of cool stuff that you can do with the squad there. But yeah, week 1 is here. We have played our game and it was a good one. Like, there's a reason why playoffs are so fun, is because you never know what to expect, really. It doesn't really mean if you had a bad regular season that you're gonna have a bad playoffs. It's just one of those, since every team makes it, everybody gets a fresh start, fresh kick at the can, and there's already been some upsets and stuff that have happened, and playoffs is a whole new entity in itself. So yeah, Midwestern Warriors though, that's the game we're focusing on this time. So let's head into the team builder and we'll just figure out what we did to prepare ourselves this week. So I may have taken some inspiration from another content creator you guys may have known, and I really like the look of his layout. So we took some inspiration. So I just wanted to take a look here and do a little bit of side-by-side comparison here, just at the teams, and just kind of give you a little insight as to why I brought what I brought. So again, as you look at his team, he's got some scary threats here, but we got the boys in the Raichu on the right, so nothing that we can't handle. So we'll just start off here and go off with who we brought first. So the first Pokemon that we decided to bring this week was, in fact, our boy Bob Ross, the Smeargle. Now, besides Haunter, really, we can basically go up against anything on his team that decides to lead and kind of pull off this really dank level 1 meme strat that we pulled off against Ruben and the Alfurio Lucarios. It's your level 1 Smeargle. Had the max speed though, just in case he had a Ditto that decided to transform into Smeargle. But other than that, we're running the Focus Sash, and it's Trick Room, Spore, Endeavor, which lowers the opponent's HP to your current base HP. So we're hoping to take a hit with Focus Sash, break it, and then start rattling off Dragon Rages and just see if we can maybe take 1 or 2 of his Pokemon out with that. So didn't really want any of his threats to kind of set up, and thought that Smeargle could just take 1 or 2 threats out on his own before kicking the can. Next Pokemon up is Scoomadam the Cloyster. We're bringing a very similar set to what we brought against the Midwestern Warriors the first time around when we faced them. We're bringing Surf because that basically kills Aggron because of its low special defense. Again, we're kind of tunnel visioning on this thing, but you have to, because head smash smashes. It's very strong. Explosion, just for that little tech to see if we can just take someone out with us, apart from Haunter, of course. Ice Shard for that priority, just because a lot of his team is pretty fast, to be honest. So nice to have that priority move, and it does wonders against Torterra. And last but not least, if we do somehow manage to get the opportunity set up, he doesn't really have too good of a rapid spinner, if at all, so spikes are always nice. Third Pokemon up here is My Thing sound effects. Here's a Nidoking. We're bringing the Choice Scarf. Wanted to bring a Scarf to Nidoking. Now, it's a little bit of a gamble because the way the Midwestern Warriors are set up, you know, you have Aggron, which is the key little 4 times weak to ground, as well as you have Electabuzz, which is weak to ground, but then you can just swap in things like Weezing, or swap in things like Moltres or Haunter. A lot of ground immune Pokemon on his team, which is pretty scary to deal with. So this is why we brought things such as the Hidden Power Psychic to deal specifically with the Haunter and the Weezing, and Rock Slide for the Moltres, and Ice Beam for Torterra and other things. So just a bit of a mixed attack set here. Was going to initially go Life Orb, but was outsped by things like Moltres, Kingdra, and Electabuzz, and we can't have that happen. So this is Nidoking for the week. Pretty pumped for it. Next is Gfon, the Rotom Wash, and we have, again, another Choice Scarf. Not only did we take inspiration from the layouts, we took inspiration from the team building. We are also running 2 scarves this week. With our ability in Levitate, this gives us some nice leeway against Torterra and Aggron in case they want to fire off some Earthquakes. And we are just going for Shadow Ball, Hydro Pump again for the Aggron, and Thunderbolt, which basically, besides the Torterra, hits very well across his whole team. And then Trick just to maybe do some shenanigans against the Weezing or other things. So that's the Rotom Wash for the week. Up next is the Grumpig Kevin Bacon. We're going back again, back to the archives. We're bringing basically the same set that we brought against him our first encounter, which is our Calm Mind, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Psychic set. Thought that this performed pretty well last time, so figured why not bring it again, right? With the Thick Bat going up against the Moltres helping out, it's a no-brainer having leftovers, and it's just a bulky boy. So that's Kevin Bacon. Thought that he'd be a cool bring this week. Last but not least is Stinky Pinky the Clefable. Magic Guard is an awesome ability, especially going up against like Weezing or other threats that just want to maybe paralyze, toxic, give it any type of status. So very, very good ability there. And it learns Stealth Rocks, so bringing that against the Moltres. Seismic Toss, just to do some good chip damage. Soft Boiled and Thunder Wave to do some crippling action. The only thing this thing cannot really deal with is Haunter, but at that point, it's a pretty big special wall, so we can maybe just kind of stall it out for a little bit. So that's all we have really. So other than that, that's the team for the week. Pretty pleased with it. Thought we did not like the best team prep, but we'll have to see how it fares out in the game. So without further ado, let's go check out the replay. So this is of Land and Sea versus the Sauce Boss. And we're going to start things off classic with our Smeargle. And last time he led off with Torterra, so we're going to kind of bank on that, see if it's the same scenario. So out comes Smeargle, I'm feeling good. And in comes Boo, which hits us with a mean look. Now, this is kind of mean because I set up a Trick Room and I'm afraid this thing's gonna like substitute, I can't do anything. What am I gonna do? I'm a Smeargle. So I just try and put it to sleep. And there's nothing I can really do except just wait to see what it tries to do. I try and go for an Endeavor, and of course that's a normal type move, so that's not gonna work. And he hits me with the Perish Song, which is props to you, Midwestern Warriors. Jackson, this is the coolest set. Like this, I was not expecting this whatsoever. And right from the get-go, I can't do anything at all. So my best bet here is to literally spam click Spore just so that I can get whatever's going to switch in asleep. So basically, I trade off my Smeargle to get one of his Pokemon asleep. So already we're off to kind of like a pretty dang start. So I'm thinking I can go in with Scoomadam. I can set up some spikes maybe, or get off the Surf. Either way, it's probably my best alternate lead, as that's what we let off with last game actually, but he switches into Electabuzz. I get off some nice damage against it. So I'm gonna go and just switch into my special wall of Stinky Pinky, but it does some decent damage, and I can tell that it's Life Orb. So I'm kind of scared here of like a cross chop. So this is where I switch out. But he also switches out into Kingdra. And so I'm thinking, I'm scarfed. I'm just gonna rattle off T-Bolt. I get a critical hit, which feels pretty bad because the roll was about like 87 to 95 or something. So it wouldn't have killed directly, but it's at least one turn that he maybe could have instantly woke up, which is kind of feels bad. So down goes Aggron. In comes Moltres. I am scarfed, so the Thunderbolt just cleans up the Fire Chicken. And in comes the Haunter again. I'm not too scared of it, as again, I'm scarfed, and I know that it has multiple moves, so it will not be faster. The Wild Card comes in, and at this point, I'm just gonna strictly stay in and just see if he has an answer for my Rotom. So I'm just going to keep firing off Thunderbolts. After Thunderbolt, it cleans up the Exploud. In comes the Electabuzz, which takes the resisted hit. I know I can pretty much live anything from it, unless it's like maybe an HP Ghost or something. But we're able to take down the Electabuzz as well. And we're just kind of riding Guffaw to victory at this point. We get off the Thunderbolt. The Iron Head comes out. And at this point, Guffaw has the last laugh. So what started off as something pretty scary with the whole the whole Paris song fiasco, ended up being just a reverse sweep almost with the Rotom. So GG's. Hugh Jackson, Midwestern Warriors. He had a kick-ass season. I'm really looking forward to seeing what you can do next season. You had some really cool picks with the Ditto and the Unknown and stuff like that. And honestly, your team was pretty tough to prep against, to be honest. And I had no idea what to do with that Haunter set. That was so cool, and you definitely caught me off guard. That was pretty wicked. But GG's again. Really great, and good luck to you next season. Hope to see you come back and just have a vengeance on the rest of us. But the Raichu move forward, going into next round of playoffs, which we are going to be playing against the Coochie and Cerebear. So that is going to be interesting because, you know, talking with some of the other coaches around the league, she has one of the more scarier teams to prep against. You know, that Blissey is a tank, and she has a lot of other cool threats around it as well. So it's definitely gonna be some work cut out for us, but we are up to the challenge. So looking forward to that one. But yeah, GG's again, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Peace. Go Raichu.